Hello, I'm Prathyush and today I want to talk to you about Zara Hatke Zara Bachke starring Vicky Kaushal and Sara Ali Khan. Writer-director Laxman Utekar's characters do not think much of the law. In his Lukka Chuppi, for example, a couple in Mathura desperately, ravenously want to get married. They want to feel married. So throughout the film, they keep failing in trying odd, circuitous ways to go to a temple and slow walk the Sat Feri, committing themselves ritually to one another. The legality of their marriage does not even come into focus. That marriage is actually a government-sanctioned togetherness never even creeps up in their mind. In Mimi 2, set in Mandava, the destiny of a surrogate child is being discussed, whether he should live with his surrogate in Rajasthan or the parents in America, without even a hint of the legal complication involved in a child changing hands. The central torment of human relationships is emotional, not legal. The law is merely a thing to toy with, a contrivance, something that can be swatted away. In Zara Hatke Zara Bachke, set in Indore, Laxman Utekar's legal agnosticism turns to legal atheism. The law here simply is pulped. 2 years into the happy marriage, couple Dubey, played by Vicky Kaushal, and Soumya Chawla Dubey, played by Sara Ali Khan, decide they want a divorce. The reason is convoluted. Soumya does not want to live with her in-laws and their extended family who overstay their welcome. To make space for these extended relatives, Soumya and couple end up sleeping on the floor in the hall near the fridge with no privacy of their own. The joint family architecture has hollowed the joy out of living with the man she chose to love and marry. Isn't that what marriage is supposed to do anyways? This film, however, begins with the celebration of their second anniversary, and their love for each other has remained undented by routine. It is still puppy dog cooing. The two of them, however, do not have the money to buy a house. Instead, they make use of a government scheme that provides housing for certain eligible populations, divorced women being one of them. Naturally, they go to the courts to get divorced, and the film follows the eggshells they walk around and pierce their feet over as they try to get this divorce and the complications that arise from this lie. Not legal complications, emotional complications. The film still sees the law as a plaything, the court as a playpen. Not once is the stigma around divorce brought up or considered. It's made to feel like a sticker, not an identity. Is this how cinema will destigmatize divorce? By pretending its stigma doesn't stink? Written by Laxman Utekar, Maitri Bajpai and Ramiz Ilham Khan, the central tension of this film, like Tu Jhuti Main Makar, is a woman who wants to live with her husband in a nuclear household away from the throttling attention and affection of her family. Neither film has time to villainize the woman for demanding freedom within love, given how preoccupied they are with loud, mindless antics, including a shrill Sharib Hashmi as a suspicious but innocent colony security guard. Both women have male lovers who understand this desire even if they don't sympathize with it. Couple is even more rounded by feminist ideals. A yoga instructor, he earns less than Soumya, a chemistry teacher. This keeps getting brought up in the film only to show how little it affects couple.
हो सके तो इनको मेडिकली अनफिट कर दो।
तुम यार पहलवान मेरी मारने पे कितने लोग हो?
Similarly, Soumya keeps insisting on her middle name Chawla, and this too is brought up to thicken couple's love for her. His conjuicy is mixed up with his love. He refuses to buy 2 separate thumbs-up bottles for them, insisting they share one. This is seen as both affection and miserliness, neither undercutting neither. Soumya, on the other hand, a Punjabi, is rudderless but fierce. She knows exactly what she wants, but is so blinded by it, she forgets the words she has to raise over.
अल्टीमेटम दे रही हूँ। अगली बार हाथ लगाया ना तो FIR कर दूँगी।
In Hindi cinema, the only way to show a modern couple is to show how the man has caught up to the woman. The woman is the one responsible for bringing love into the 21st century, the burden of modernism placed on her shoulder. On paper, this is the love of a lion and a lamb. On screen, however, it looks like that of a bird and a worm. To see Sara Ali Khan perform opposite Vicky Kaushal is to feel short-circuited, destabilized by 2 entirely different kinds of being, 2 entirely different ways of holding space. Vicky Kaushal acts as though couple is him, collapsing the distinction between character and actor. Sara Ali Khan plays Soumya as a theatrical performance. In every gesture, every dialogue, her distance from Soumya is apparent in the effort she makes to bridge it. It is this effort that you can't see in Vicky Kaushal's mannerisms. You can see the traces of chocolate on his teeth after he has taken a bite, for example. Vanity has been challenged, if not eviscerated. But Soumya's ravishing presence, gorgeous saris and blouses with strings on the arms, never allows you to forget it is headlined by a rouged starlet. And so, to see these two kinds of performances butt heads is to feel incredibly destabilized, like they're acting in two different films, like you were watching two different films collide into one. The sudden rips of Punjabi in Soumya's dialogues, her posh pronunciation of English words, her sudden moody bursts of dialect creates a whiplash. It sometimes feels like a bandra in the middle of an Indori evening. The film seems on the brink of cultural collapse. Undoubtedly, Laxman Utekar is a fascinating filmmaker with a ear for smart dialogues, like how a love triangle is called, for example, a love trikon. Even if his films never breach any boundary of greatness or humor, they're frequently chaotic, rarely funny, and entirely sweet. These sweet swerves of social storytelling set in smaller cities in Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan headline young, gorgeous protagonists toying with traditional ideas of marriage, divorce, and motherhood. Upper caste Hindu protagonists, they tend to have sacrificial Muslim best friends who tie the film together somehow. However, while trying to dance around and push at these rigid institutions, these young, gorgeous protagonists finally slump back into the same traditional swamp. It's like cultural muscle memory. All that sound and fury signifying nothing. Perhaps the point wasn't to signify something, but to give voice to that sound and fury itself. A screech of khichdi modernism. It's like spiraling outward. You might have moved slightly away from the center, but after a whole circuit, you have ended up more or less where you began.